All right, come on in. Come on into the circle. Come on into the circle. Yes, yes, yes. Come on in. Come on in. Come on into the circle. Absolutely. Yeah, let me let them know on Instagram, on YouTube that we are live here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are live. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm doing very, very good. Very good. I want to remind y'all that we have the Black Networking event coming up on August the 20th. That's going to be at the table. If you know where the table is, it's in Smyrna, Georgia, located 300 Village Circle. That's in Smyrna, Georgia. It's called the Table Event Center. You can Google it, or you can go to the website on Facebook. That's www.facebook.com/Black Economic and Business Society, and you have a forum there, or a little event page that talks about the event. So we're wanting you to register. Tickets are only $15 at the door, or you can register and pay your money there. All right. Now, yesterday we had an interesting conversation. Our conversation was good, and we had white nationalists call up and said that he didn't want black people to be shot and killed out in the streets and stuff. You know, we have a lot of white nationalists and suspected white supremacists saying that they want to join the forces with black people as far as, I don't know, I guess, they fighting up against the government, I guess is what they're saying, that's what we're doing. But yeah, the last month, 2 or 3 months, we've been out here making noise. Black men have been out there making noise. Black women have been out there making noise. And there's a lot of issues going on in the black community right now. So before we get to our topic, sexual confusion in the black community, the number is 516-418-5867. 516-418-5867. You can call in if you want to talk or to join the discussion. And so we'll be talking about sexual confusion in the black community in a minute. Just hold on that thought here, because see, I want to take y'all back to Bishop Eddie Long, where remember he had that before he died. He had the accusation that he molested these boys or what have you. He had all of that, all of those accusations, and he never really denied it. And Pastor Tony Scott, I'm not into really religion or whatever, but I want y'all to take a look. Let's go back to get into our topic of sexual confusion in the black community. Let's look at the church responsibility in this whole entire issue here. And I want the church to really focus on this whole entire topic. Now we're going to go to Pastor Tony Smith, and when he was just calling out, he was calling out
2 young
Bishop
men
Long.
been molested, now maybe 4. Hopefully they saying maybe 30 more on the wing that's waiting to come forth. And people sit around and pray for the victimized and not the victim.
That's right.
The people so dumb, man, come along, give them a conversation that in no way come along, man, ever said, I did not commit the crime.
That's right.
The man said, what he said, I'm not perfect, I know. Of course you're not perfect. We saw your hair piece and knew that.
That's right.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Hey, your hair piece said you wasn't perfect. But what about the behavior that's contrary to God's word? This is Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 20. Listen to the book.
The soul that sin.
It shall what?
Die.
I don't know why people think God gotten away from what he said.
Mm-hmm.
They say that's Old Testament. Pick up at Romans 6:23 first. He said the soul that sinneth, it shall die. Now you're going to jump on, you stand at Ezekiel 18 chapter, I think maybe about verse 28, 27. Thank the Lord. Hold that for me. Ezekiel 18 and 27. This is Romans chapter 6 and verse 23. Listen to the book.
For the wages of sin.
For the wages of sin
is death.
Now tell me how in the word, when did God change it? From Old Testament, he said the soul that sinneth, it shall die. Now every one of us die a natural death, but he's talking about you going to die eternally.
That's right.
Now he just told us New Testament, all these hypocrites went to and said they're going to get out of something that God told them. He said that the wages of sin, which is compensation for your labor. You commit sin, you going to die.
That's right.
He can't stand up in his church and preach this because the whole congregation know they got flaws in their lifestyle.
That's right.
The whole congregation know they're going down to degradation.
Yes, sir.
I hadn't found one clean preacher yet that wear that clergy collar ain't even in some kind of junk.
That's right.
Their church not in a rut.
That's right.
Come out of True Church of God in Christ, they Bishop Wayne. He wham, but as they got ministers in their congregation, they don't sleep under their kids. They sat down on their own. I didn't set them down, that's a lie. They sat down on their own and then let them get back up. You know, I talked to him about it. Oh, Fred Jeffrey, I tell you, know what he told me? I ain't put him up. He get put up on me, the other bishop put him up. I said, you in charge now.
That's right. Amen. That's right.
I wasn't setting no church. Why y'all always praying for the folk that victimize people? Then say, well, you don't know what that lady did. No woman, no child, nowhere can make me commit no adultery and make me go and molest no child.
That's right.
That stuff got to be in your heart.
That's right.
And what's in your heart is going to come out, going to defy you, and later on you're going to find yourself burning in
Yes,
hell.
sir.
Come on to Ezekiel chapter 18, about verse 27.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the book.
Again, when the wicked man turneth away from the wickedness.
When the wicked man turned, that's 27.
27.
Jump me up there about verse 25.
Yes,
All right,
Listen to the
so
book.
Yeah, he said.
all right, you know, I mean, without all of the religion stuff there, you know, which I have no problem with religion, Christianity, or whatever, but you know, you see a lot of this sexual confusion and people in the church that is really trying to rationalize certain things. Now, Bishop Long, before he passed, he was actually talking about, talking against homosexuality. And he was always speaking out against homosexuality and talking about what people need to do as respect to what God's word is. And you hear this a lot from these pastors. And I had to play that clip from Pastor Tony Smith because even though, that's not my pastor, I'm not following him, but I like when he said that, look, we look at your hairstyle, said you wasn't perfect. No, but going back to Bishop Long, and these and molesting these boys, it was to them, I think the gifts that he gave them, helped them in that sexual confusion. I think what happened is that they got caught up into the gifts. They got caught up into, he's, calling him father. They got caught up into a lot of, of the things that go along with you being obedient to a man in the church or what have you. So people be trying to say that being gay or being bisexual or lesbian, that some people can be born with that. And there is a doctor out there talking about that there is a homosexual gene out there. Man, come on. People are not born gay. This is a learned behavior, just like racism. Racism and homosexuality, lesbianism, all of that is learned behavior. Nobody is born gay. Nobody is born to be a man or a woman or what have you. And what this system does, it gets us to become sexual confused. And it continues to do that because they know if a lot of black people are sexual confused, that they won't produce a lot of children. They will not, you don't want to have kids if you're sexual confused. You're not going to then make babies because, two men can't make a child, just like two women can't make a child. So they like to propagate this, especially in the school system. And Dr. Umar Johnson, which, I really don't support Dr. Johnson, I really don't listen to him. But some of the things that he do say about, the situation as far as homosexuality and how how the white community promote this sexual confused behavior in the African community, we have to understand that, like I said, being gay is learned behavior. But I want to read that article, what that doctor was talking about, if I can find it here. It was very, very, it was almost like, man, what is this dude talking about? And so in his article, he says that in 1993, Dr. Dean Hammer, a pro-gay activist, made the astounding claim in his research that there may be a gene for homosexuality. Come on. His team of researchers began a series of gene linkage studies in which families with several homosexual underwent genetic analysis to determine if any chromosomal variants could be found in the family and the variant correlated with those individuals who's displayed the homosexuality. So in other words, he claimed to found a gene that a person can be born gay, that doesn't make sense. A person does not have a homosexual gene. A lot of the people, as Dr. Johnson talk about, who turns to be lesbians, who turns out to be gay, they have been molested most of the time as a child. They have had somebody who turned them out, somebody who said this is the right way to go. Okay, and to bring that into the African community was really something that has been up on people for a very long time. That experiment, But I wanted to look at Dr. Johnson's advocacy in his version that says that no African community ever legitimized being gay. Let's talk about that.
Because look at what a lot of these men that's in prison go through with being raped, with being tainted. Some of them go in already knowing that, and some of them come out not knowing what it was until they went in. Now, my question to you is, knowing how your feelings on homosexuality is, and knowing what some of these men have gone through, and with you wanting to open a school, for some of these children that are quote-unquote homosexual, will they be allowed into the schools that you're going to open?
First, let me back up, because I don't want anybody...
Don't back up yet. Answer the question
I
first,
am,
then
but
back up.
No. You said that you know my position on homosexuality.
Yes,
I don't know whether you do or not, but I know your listeners don't. So I'm going to take 10 seconds to clarify it. Dr. Umar Johnson does not support, condone, nor endorse lesbianism, bisexualism, transvestitism, all the isms I'm against.
Okay.
However, I can separate the behavior from the human being practicing it. You talking to a therapist. I've done therapy with homosexuals. I don't hate gay people. I love all black people regardless
of their
No, listen. I love all black people regardless of their illness. Yes, I'm against homosexuality, but I'm not against the person who practices it, because all black homosexuality, lesbianism, transvestism, bisexualism comes out of trauma and abuse and dysfunctionality. How can I hate a victim?
Okay, so will they be allowed?
That answer your question? Sure, they can come to my school. Because there ain't no such thing as gay black kids. There's sexually confused black children, and FDMG will reverse the confusion.
Y'all not gonna be gay no more.
No, you're missing me. They not gay to begin with. It's propagated. It's propagated. It's pushed on them. I'm school-based. You're talking to a principal and a psychologist.
Wait. How do you feel it's school-based?
Oh, so you're not aware that most, especially in New York City, okay, and Los Angeles and other places, homosexuality has been infused into the social studies curriculum in nearly every state department of education. Every child gets some exposure to homosexual belief.
As of now, yes. As of now.
Yes.
As of now,
it's a part of the culture.
Now, yes.
Yes, it's in hip-hop, it's TV, it's radio. Children today,
Back up,
unlike
back
when I
up,
was growing
back up,
up,
back
they
up.
are exposed to
Back
it.
up.
It is propagated.
Go back to hip hop. Tell me, how was it hip hop?
Well, you got gay rappers.
Okay.
You got rappers dressing up like women. Most major rappers have endorsed or approved of LBGTism even if they don't participate.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think they all really believe it, but they understand that that is the new social movement, and to go against it can cost you your career.
Correct.
You understand? So listen, when I was going to school, you didn't get gay lessons. When I was going to school, there was no gay student organization. When I was going to school, you didn't have teachers running around talking about they was openly gay. Okay, you didn't have a president, Obama, running around giving gay people more rights in 4 years than black people got in 400.
But you
It
sound
is
like you're
the
upset.
number one social movement in America,
But you
and
act
it
like
is
you're
more
upset that
important
he
than
did
black
that.
people.
You act like you're upset he did
You
that.
damn right I'm upset.
Why?
Gay people didn't build America, black people built America.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Black people built the
That's
America.
right.
Black
Being
people-
gay and being black is not the same thing.
But-
I'm born this. I don't behave this, I be this. Homosexuality is a behavior. Being black is a state of being. Don't confuse who I am with what you do.
No one's confusing anything. But what I'm saying is this. They're still human like you.
They can be human.
Well, no, let's take away all gender
He didn't
roles
give
and
them
all
human rights.
labels.
He gave them gay rights. He didn't give them human rights.
But they're still human. It's still a
He didn't
right.
give them human rights. Do you know what Obama did? He put the homosexual agenda above the black agenda. Being gay is more important than Michael Brown being murdered. Being gay is more important than Trayvon being murdered. Being gay is more important than your son getting
No.
a decent edge. Oh, yes, it is.
No, because
yes,
guess
it is.
what? Guess what?
Homosexuality is the #1 social movement under white
It is the
supremacy.
number one social movement.
Yes.
But what happened when you
Did
had
you
those
know why?
homosexuals and those transvestites that were getting killed that were black? Were their lives no better than Michael Brown
Okay.
or Trayvon
Okay.
Martin's? They're
You
still the
missing
same.
something.
No,
You
I'm
missing something.
I'm
They
not
wasn't
missing
killed for being
anything.
gay, they was killed for being black. Do you realize that white
No, they
homosexuals
were
are
they
still
were killed for
racist?
they were killed for
White
their sexuality.
homosexuals
They
are
were
white
killed for their
supremacists.
sexuality.
White
Let's not confuse the two.
homosexuals are white
Let's not
supremacists.
confuse the two.
No, you're
Let's not. I'm
confusing.
not confusing
Race
it.
and sex is different.
No, race and sex is
Okay,
different.
okay.
But
So
guess
you're
what?
gonna
They
point
were
out-
still black.
you're gonna
They
point
were
out-
still black.
You're going to point. They wasn't killed for being gay. They was killed for being black. You're going to point out a couple. Listen to you now.
Listen to me. No, listen to
the
you.
ridiculousness. Listen to
How
the
was that ridiculous?
Listen, I'm about to give it to you. Black people, there's a black person shot by a police every 7 minutes in the United States of America. But instead of dealing with a systematic nationwide movement to kill off black boys, you want to redirect my attention to a couple of gay black folks who may have been shot for being gay when we got a systematic movement that is ridding the world of black folks.
It was a systematic
One police
movement
bullet
when
at
it
a time.
came to the
You
LGBT
are not
community.
gonna make the homosexual movement as important as black lives.
I'm not
You're
saying
gonna
I'm
do
not
that.
saying
You're
I'm
not
making it
gonna
more
do that.
important. What I'm
You're
saying
not
is
gonna-
black
you're
lives
not
matter,
gonna
all
do it.
lives matter, right or wrong. Why? Why?
Listen.
Why?
If you want to fight for other people, you fight for other people. I'm not crying no tears except for black people. No tears except for.
Okay, I'm gonna shed a
I ain't
tear.
crying for Latinos.
I'm gonna
I
shed
ain't
a-
crying for Arabs. I ain't crying for Jews. It is my people who hurt. Don't get me to go
And
fight
guess-
some gay fight.
guess
Your
what?
people in trouble, and you want to fight the gay
But your
fight.
people,
Come
some
on.
of your people, some of your African
They
people are
suffer for
gay.
being black first.
They suffer
Being
from being
black
black,
is first.
okay, they're still black.
I'm not going to condone.
They're still black.
I'm not going to condone.
They're still black.
But you are missing the point.
I'm
that
not missing the
biggest
point.
issue that we face is racism, not discrimination based on sexuality. That is not the priority. Staying alive is the priority for black people, not being gay.
But guess what? Regardless if they're gay or they're straight, they're still losing their lives as black people.
The
So why is it?
I just said that. Black people are under attack, but you want to piece out the gay thing.
I'm not
and give
piecing
it
out the gay
priority.
thing. I'm trying to
not
say to
giving
you,
no priority.
I'm trying to
I'm
say
not
to you
giving
that
no
regardless
priority.
of the fact of
The
not,
homosexual movement, my sister, was put in front of the black agenda
That's
in
it.
1969 with the gay riots, right after Dr. King's assassination, on purpose to take the black agenda off the table and replace it with something else.
I don't think
that
the
was
black
less-
agenda came
hold on,
off. I
that
don't
was
think the
less
black agenda
threatening
came
and that
off.
would
I don't
not
think the black
threaten
agenda
white
came off.
supremacy.
I don't think the black
Ain't nobody
agenda came
talking-
off.
Really?
No.
Who's pushing the black agenda then? Who pushing the black agenda? Because everybody I know pushing homosexuality.
No.
Obama didn't push it. Hillary
What
didn't
everybody
push it.
is doing
They
now
pushing
is
gay
they're
rights.
free to be
I'm
open
telling
and
you,
be
and
who
I'm
they
telling all
are.
your listeners, ain't no homosexual thing more important than black people. Quote it, put it on the shirt, damn it. Nobody come before my people. I don't want to talk about
But guess
no
what?
gay shit.
Some of your
Black
people
So
is still
what?
gay.
So what? That don't make that issue more
All right.
important than the fact that
Now we're gonna listen to some more of that in a moment. Okay. All right. So that's what this is all about. This whole thing is about is to take over the black agenda and put the LGBT rights and all this stuff in front of black people to say, well, these rights matter. This is just a Stalin tactic point. Okay. Oh, they ain't got the rights, you know what I'm saying? They should have their own bathroom. Come on. All of that nonsense is just to stop us from getting our tangibles. It's to stand in the way to say, hey, we, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you